I'm meteorologist Marcus Bailey. It is Wednesday, August 27th, 2025. Weather update for you. Before we dive into the forecast, several records broken in central Indiana on the low side this morning. That includes Muncie, Anderson, Lafayette, Elkhart, Fort Wayne, Terre Haute, and Columbus. All broke records this morning for lows. All of those areas fell at least into the 40s, somewhere in the upper 40s. I think Fort Wayne got as low as around 42 or 43. So pretty chilly. I mean, those are numbers that are more typical of October than late August. Okay. The trend here in this forecast, what you will know as we kind of look on the broad perspective, we're going to stay very fall-like for the next 6 to 10 days. There are also some hints at the end of that forecast that we could see even another more significant shot of cooler air heading into the second full week of September. So a lot to dive in here for. What I can tell you is we don't see any heat returning anytime soon. So let's go ahead and start with the temperature outlook. This is for September 6th through, or I'm sorry, the 2nd through the 6th. And again, everywhere in blue, pretty strong signal of below average temperatures. You see that in the plains, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Nebraska. But even here in the Midwest, decent trending of below average temperatures. Really where the heat is going to remain, and it's where it is right now, is out west. Places like Seattle, San Francisco, Vegas, LA, Phoenix are going to be kind of baking in the sun here for the next, probably for the next week, maybe even a little bit longer, as we've completely flipped the pattern here. Showers and thunderstorms are still noted in the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma. Also some active weather right now, Idaho, Wyoming, so higher elevations of the Rockies. Seeing some showers and storms in southern Utah as well. And then just kind of your usual spotty showers and thunderstorms around Florida. And it looks like around the Gulf Coast as well. You're seeing some action down around Mississippi and Alabama. That's really about it. In terms of current advisories, we've got flood watches for Nevada and Idaho. We've got some air quality issues in Wyoming and northern Idaho. We have fire weather warnings. There's some ongoing wildfires going on in Northern California, Oregon, and that stretches actually all the way up to central Washington. That does include Seattle. There are ongoing flood warnings right now for portions of Kansas. We've had numerous days of rain. And then we also have a flood watch along the Mississippi River, rather, on the Iowa side, up near the Quad Cities. Down south, we've got a heat advisory in Miami. That does not happen very often. And so they're really kind of cooking down south. In terms of severe weather, there's not a lot of issues severe weather-wise. I will mention, though, that the threats for flooding continue. So this is the excessive rain forecast, or the probability of flash flooding. The areas in yellow are in a slight risk. That would include cities like Denver, Wichita, Topeka, Tulsa, and Fayetteville, Arkansas. All have to deal with that. Also much of central Idaho. And then leading into Thursday, that threat kind of shifts to the east a little bit. Central Colorado, Denver still included in that. Most of Arkansas included in that. Northern Louisiana, parts of Mississippi will also be dealing with the flood risk. The 7-day outlook here is not great in terms of rainfall estimates here. We'll kind of just ID some of these areas. And again, in Arkansas here, we're seeing the potential of 4 to 5 inches east of Wichita, up around Fayetteville, Arkansas. We might see that much as well. You zoom in real tight, you can really see some pretty high numbers. This area of red here, 3 to 5. So this, bulk of this is going to be through this corridor here, and then here, Louisiana and Mississippi. Could exceed 5 inches of rainfall in some of those spots. All right. So again, we're already overly saturated there. Just use some caution. Let's go to Futurecast. And again, you can see those thunderstorms kind of rolling through. Pretty heavy rain there on Thursday. You can see several waves kind of moving through. and it just kind of keeps coming. And the big reason why is, I mean, you've got a very promoting active pattern. You know, troughing here, which this is keeping everything dry in the Midwest, in much of New England, along the Mid-Atlantic, and parts of the Mid-South. But on the other end of this, I mean, you've got an active track, and so kind of in this area here, everything within those squiggly lines, you know, you've got a lot of activity. So that's kind of the story right now in terms of active setup. Again, severe weather, not a big deal, but you just get wave after wave after wave after wave of showers and thunderstorms that are going to be kind of pushing on through. All right, now overnight lows not going to be as chilly locally. This is for Thursday morning. You're looking at mid 50s. Now I mentioned the long-term pattern. So this is, and again, it just kind of goes back to what I said, this weather pattern here. You see this big trough. And so you get a lot of these storms that just kind of like ride along this line, right? The big heat then is out here. Watch what happens as we kind of go along time. The pattern's it's not going to flatten out. So this takes us into Saturday. This would be into the holiday weekend, but definitely you're not seeing the chill as much. That's kind of retreating this direction. And so while you do have a bit of troughing going on, it's not as severe. And so that's probably going to allow for a bit of a warm up as we head into this upcoming weekend. But look what happens by the end of the week. This is another pretty significant trough digging in. Very similar to what we are experiencing now, where we may be looking at highs into the low mid 70s and overnight lows into the 40s in some spots. So that's probably going to be on tap as we head into next week. So we will keep you updated on that. In terms of our high temperatures over the coming days, and overnight lows, 58 for Thursday morning in Indianapolis. I think we'll have highs into the mid 70s. Pretty intense heat down in the desert Southwest, but you know what? Much of the country is very comfortable Thursday afternoon. Friday afternoon, I think, is going to be lovely across much of the country. 70s here in Indy, may only be in the 60s up around Chicago. Holiday weekend is going to be awesome. Low 50s potentially in Indianapolis. We're going to have another cold front that kind of works through here, but by Saturday afternoon, you're probably looking at low 70s, and then Sunday, we'll have highs into the mid 70s here in central Indiana. So good looking forecast on tap for us. Thanks for watching this weather forecast here for this Wednesday, August 27th. You can always continue to follow along here by subscribing, liking, sharing. We always appreciate that, commenting as well. And you can shoot me a message. Always love to hear your feedback. We'll have another forecast update coming your way soon. Until then, have a wonderful Wednesday, and God bless.